Chapter 2. The equipment feels heavier than usual as Alex and I haul the last of it into Blackwood's foyer. Maybe it's the house's oppressive atmosphere, or maybe it's the way his eyes keep finding mine, making my skin prickle with something between desire and unease. Thanks for the help, I say, wiping dust from my hands onto my jeans. I can handle it from here.
Let me stay.
Alex says, those green eyes burning into me.
I've always been fascinated by what lies beyond the veil.
I can't help but snort. Everyone is. Death's the ultimate mystery, right? We're all desperate to know there's something waiting on the other side. The bitterness in my voice surprises even me. Makes the whole dying thing easier to swallow.
Oh, there's definitely life after death.
His voice carries absolute certainty, like someone stating the sky is blue.
I know it.
And how can you be so sure? His smile is knife-sharp in the dim light.
I just know. The real issue isn't death itself. It's control. Some let death rule them, let that fear consume them. But to have a good death...
He pauses, tongue darting across his lower lip.
That's about taking control of what comes after. It separates the strong from the weak.
I busy myself with unpacking an EMF meter, trying to ignore how his words make my spine crawl. You make it sound so simple, not like we can stop ourselves from dying.
No,
He agrees.
but what comes after? That's where the real power lies.
I've got nothing to say to that. Death's always been something I dance around, explaining away ghostly encounters with logical reasoning, never really confronting the big question. Having Alex talk about it so casually is unsettling. We spend the next few hours setting up equipment, and I hate to admit it, but he's good, better than any assistant I've had before. He catches on quick, handling $1,000 pieces of equipment like he's been doing this for years. His fingers brush mine as I pass him a thermal camera, and that same electric jolt shoots through me. Master bedroom first, I say, consulting my notebook where I've marked the hotspots. Then library. The narrow stairs creak under our feet as we head up to the master bedroom. Each step feels like the house is testing our weight, deciding whether to let us pass or send us plummeting through rotted wood. Alex moves with an unnaturally fluid grace, like gravity's just a suggestion. Most reported activity happens between midnight and 3 a.m., I explain, more to fill the silence than anything else. The witching hour stuff is usually bullshit, but in this case, the timing's consistent across multiple witnesses. Alex's laugh echoes off the walls.
The devil's hour, when the veil is thinnest.
Right, I mutter, setting up a night vision camera in the corner. Because evil spirits follow a schedule. The master bedroom is a tomb of faded grandeur. That massive 4-poster bed dominates the space like a catafalque, its curtains hanging in tatters like burial shrouds. Alex runs his hand along one of the posts, and something in his expression makes my chest tight.
Beautiful craftsmanship.
He says softly.
They don't make them like this anymore. Perfect for watching someone sleep.
I focus on adjusting the EMF meter, pretending I didn't hear that last part. Previous owners reported seeing a woman in white standing by the bed. Classic haunting trope. Probably their minds playing.
Do you really believe that?
Alex cuts in, suddenly close enough that I can feel his breath on my neck.
That it's all just tricks of the mind.
I believe people see what they want to see. I turn to face him, and those green eyes of his are burning with something that looks like hunger. Or what they're afraid to see. The library's worse somehow. Books rot on their shelves like corpses, their spines cracked and bleeding ancient knowledge into the stale air. Alex gravitates toward a particular volume, bound in what looks disturbingly like human leather.
Fascinating collection.
He murmurs, fingers hovering over the spine but not quite touching.
Some of these texts, they contain secrets that would drive most men mad.
Yeah? Like what? And how would he know this? Or maybe he's just trying to frighten me. His smile is all teeth.
Would you like me to show you?
Something about the way he says those words makes my throat go dry. Just help me set up this thermal camera, I deflect, but my hands aren't quite steady as I adjust the tripod.
Of course.
Alex purrs, and I swear the temperature drops 10 degrees when he moves past me. The thermal imaging screen flickers with blues and greens, but Alex's form registers as an odd void. Must be a malfunction. I'll have to recalibrate it later. We save the cellar for last, because that's how these things always go. The stairs leading down are treacherous, worn smooth by God knows how many feet over the centuries. My flashlight beam catches on things I wish it hadn't. Rust-coloured stains on stone walls, chains that look too well used, scratches in the floor that could have been made by desperate fingers. Looks like we stumbled on the previous owner's BDSM gear. I cough, but my attempt at humour falls flat as anger starts bubbling up. I've been burned too many times by wannabe YouTube stars and podcast hosts trying to make their big break off my reputation. I start checking behind rusted pipes and in dark corners, looking for the telltale red light of hidden cameras. Is this another setup? Because I swear to God, if there's a camera crew waiting to jump out. I run my flashlight beam across the ceiling, searching for wiring. Alex watches me with that amused smile of his.
No cameras, Jake. Just history. The previous owner was... How should I put this? A man of particular tastes.
Yeah? What kind of tastes involve chains and floor scratches?
They say he was a demon in human form.
Alex says softly, trailing his fingers along one of the chains.
He had a talent for drawing people in. Beautiful men and women who caught his eye. They'd come to the manor, enchanted by his charm, his wealth, his promises.
He lets the words hang in the air. I stop my search, caught despite myself by the story. And then what?
They never left.
Alex's green eyes catch the light oddly.
At least not in any way that could be traced.
Looking at those chains again, really looking at them, I feel my stomach turn. The rust patterns, the wear marks on the stone, they're too authentic, too old to be props. Or maybe, I say, trying to shake off the chill running down my spine, you're just a really good actor who's in on whatever show this is supposed to be. Alex just laughs, the sound echoing off the damp walls.
You're a cynical man, Jake Mercer.
Comes with the job. I finish setting up the last camera, then check my watch, still wondering if Alex was just teasing me about this house's history. I admit I didn't look much into it. In the past, I did a lot of research before tackling any job, but I began to feel the fool for taking them so seriously that all I wanted was the location of the gig so I could debunk and go home. It's almost sunset. We should get the rest of the baseline readings before... The words die in my throat as Alex's proximity sends electricity crackling through my nerves. Even in the cellar's murky darkness, those green eyes of his burn like foxfire over a grave. My professional mask slips for just a moment, and I take an involuntary step back. Personal space? I mutter, trying to sound annoyed rather than unnerved. Ever heard of it?
My apologies.
His smile suggests he's anything but sorry.
The darkness down here, it makes one seek warmth, doesn't it?
I busy myself with the camera setup, grateful for the excuse to look away from those unsettling eyes. Yeah, well, look, the sun is going down.
I get it. I'll leave you to your skeptical work.
I would like to give a special thanks to both patrons and Lunar listeners. Thank you so much for your support. It's all going directly into creating more audio content for your listening pleasure. Lunar listeners receive early access to all audio chapters on YouTube. Patreon members receive early access to uncensored audio chapters, along with full audio shorts too hot for Amazon and YouTube.